In 1914, Europe was at its peak, but tensions were rising. Nationalism, militarism, rivalry, and alliances pushed nations to war. Europe split into the Allies, Britain, France, Russia, and Central Powers. Archduke Franz Ferdinand's assassination sparked Austria-Hungary's war on Serbia. Alliances activated, and the world was at war within weeks. By 1914's end, fighting stalled into trench warfare across Europe. Machine guns, artillery, and poison gas defined this new kind of war. Battles like the Somme and Verdun caused immense casualties for little gain. The war spread to Africa, the Middle East, and the seas. Submarines, tanks, and airplanes appeared for the first time. Soldiers from colonies worldwide were drawn into the conflict. It was no longer just a European war, it became a world war. The United States remained neutral for years, but German actions changed that. Submarine attacks and the Zimmermann telegram pushed America to act. In 1917, America entered, bringing fresh resources and momentum. By 1918, the Central Powers began to collapse under pressure. Germany's final offensive failed, and revolutions erupted across empires. On the 11th of November 1918, the guns fell silent, ending World War I. The cost was devastating. Over 16 million dead and cities destroyed. 4 empires were erased, and the Treaty of Versailles punished Germany. This harsh treaty planted seeds for a future, deadlier conflict. World War I reshaped the world politically, militarily, and socially. Its consequences still resonate today, shaping our modern world. To understand today, we must remember the war that changed everything. Beneath Europe's calm surface, tensions were boiling. 4 forces pushed nations toward disaster: nationalism, militarism, imperial rivalry, and a dangerous web of alliances. Europe split into 2 sides. The Allies: Britain, France, and Russia. The Central Powers: Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. All it took was one spark. The assassination on June 28, 1914, in Sarajevo. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated by a Serbian nationalist. In response, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Alliances activated. Declarations followed. And within weeks, the world was at war. A new kind of warfare. By the end of 1914, the fighting stalled. Armies dug into the ground, creating miles of trenches across Europe. This war was different. Machine guns cut down advancing soldiers. Artillery never stopped firing. Poison gas drifted across battlefields. Battles like the Somme and Verdun killed hundreds of thousands for just a few miles of land. A global conflict. The war spread far beyond Europe. Fighting erupted in Africa and the Middle East. Submarines hunted ships at sea. Tanks and airplanes appeared for the first time. Soldiers from colonies around the world, India, Africa, Australia, Canada, were pulled into a war not of their making. This was no longer a European war. It was a world war. America enters. For years, the United States stayed neutral. But German submarine attacks and the Zimmermann telegram, which threatened U.S. territory, changed everything. In 1917, America entered the war. fresh troops, weapons, and momentum. The end of the war. By 1918, the Central Powers began to collapse.